Hello, everyone. It is I, CM Freeze, and I am here with my good pal, Josh Squared. And today we are going to be reacting to one of our friends making a very interesting video. I thought this was going to be a video of him sucking off Blood of the Dead, but maybe not. Maybe it's a video of him hating on the Blood of the Dead Easter egg. I'm not quite sure. Josh, what are your thoughts going into this?
I know there's going to be a lot of sucking off. I already know. Daniel loves this map, so I can't see him. I could see him like shitting on the video for like a little bit, but be like, "Boy, look at all these good sides." I could see that. Just wait.
So before we even get into this video, if you were to put Blood of the Dead in a tier list, S through F, where would you put it?
Probably C, maybe B.
Yeah, I was thinking C. Like, I'm thinking a hard
low
C.
B.
I think low B's. I think it's like a hard C, not like a C plus, not like a C minus, a hard C.
Like, I feel like it's fine.
Here's the thumbnail. As you can see here, it says it's all the Easter eggs' fault. 6 views. Good job, Danny. You ready, Josh?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get into this. If you want me to ever pause anytime, just let me know. I'll pause when I have to react. Right. But if you ever want to pause to talk about something, just let me know.
All right.
Blood of the Dead is one of those maps that is cursed by its initial release, and I really love this map. However, because it is one of my favorite maps, I definitely think that it has issues that need to be addressed, though now that a lot of the issues have been fixed since its initial release, I actually think this is one of my top 5 favorite maps.
Let's pause right here.
Top 5 map?
Top 5?
Top 5?
Top 5?
Top 5?
So wait, what else does he put in his top 5 then?
Yeah, what is this top 5 list? Where's Mom of the Dead? That's what I would like to know. What is it?
I'm sure he doesn't, because this guy swears by hitting BO2. Swears by it.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Mob of the Dead's not even up there. Not even up in the top 5.
Probably not.
But
damn. Top 5. All right, well, let's listen. Maybe he's got some heat that we don't know about.
He's a cook up a tier list.
With a broken Easter egg at release, the divisive Black Ops 4 engine, those things kind of all muddy what I believe are the real negatives of this map, and on top of that, those also muddy what are the real strong points of this map. After all, Blood of the Dead had big shoes to fill with it being a reimagining of Mob of the Dead. Before we start talking about the actual map, I'd like to start at the beginning of Blood of the Dead's release.
Me off guard.
I do gotta say, go to Daniel. His intro is what, only like 40 seconds? I wish.
I can't even. As soon as I shot a shield.
Dude, do you see someone
Let's
donated
go.
$300 to Noah J? What the hell?
Oh, on the bottom? Oh yeah, that's the I think top donator.
About that time, huh? Are you actually joking?
Oh my god.
It wasn't good. I didn't enjoy Blood at release, and there are a couple of reasons for this. The map in the game barely worked half the time, and coming from Black Ops 3, which I believe most people considered the peak of zombies, people were introduced to 4 maps on Black Ops 4's release. All of them had issues of some kind, whether it was functionality or even just reaching a high round. The game at release gave Black Ops 4, and in turn, I believe Blood of the Dead, a really bad look. So specifically with Blood of the Dead, what were the issues? Well, it was a combination of Black Ops 4 being broken and the Easter egg. Black Ops 4 zombies on release would have a higher and higher chance of crashing the higher in rounds you got. No idea why that happened. I will dive into detail about the Easter egg later, but long story short, when you had to flip around higher and higher, the game would crash, and the Easter egg forces kind of for you to flip rounds over and over again. Because of that, everyone
I don't know if this is still a thing that goes on in Black Ops 4. I feel like it's been fixed. But do you remember like the early days of Black Ops 4 when you would try to high round and like you would kill all the zombies and the round wouldn't flip and then you'd have to wait for like 30 seconds and then another wave of zombies spawned in?
Uh-huh.
I feel like I haven't seen that.
That was definitely an issue. No, I feel like they fixed that a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I remember that being like a huge issue.
Yeah.
Where you'd be like, oh, we're at the end of the round, guys. And then out of nowhere, a whole like wave of zombie spawn.
So if you need to flip rounds for anything, like I don't think really Blood of the
Like
Dead
this
had it.
Easter egg.
Yeah, but there's a couple of Easter eggs where you had to flip around. It was so tedious.
Oh yeah, when we did the 9 Easter egg, I definitely remember it on 9 happening there.
Yeah. Well, Black Ops 4 shitty launch.
Crashed a lot, and completing the Easter egg was just a headache. This didn't only apply to Blood of the Dead, but it also applied to the other release maps as well. Classified being the one that got affected the most, since that Easter egg is just getting to 125. This,
actually
in
150.
combination with the Black Ops 3 hype and the expectations of the community, did not bode well for Black Ops 4 in general. Okay, so now it is current year 2024. It's been 6 years since Black Ops 4 has dropped. Patches have been made. The map is mostly fixed. So, let's talk about the actual map. I want to start with talking the actual layout of the map, as I don't think it's inherently bad, but it definitely does have its issues. When you spawn in, you're in Richtofen's lab, a brand new area of the prison that Mob of the Dead did not have. You can see a lot of things around you, such as the Victus crew under ice and the Chronorium on the ground. Walking up the stairs takes you to Model Industries, which also serves as part of the starting room, and other than the Easter egg, there's really no real reason to come back in here. Again, it serves its purpose of just a starting room. Nothing too much to say here besides that. Once you leave the starting room, you're in the West Grounds. The West Grounds acts as an in-between to lead you to 3 different locations, though one is locked behind power. When you walk into the West Grounds, you're instantly shown this huge view of this open courtyard. I believe this area does a really good job of setting the mood of the map, and besides that, there's nothing much else to say about this area here. On the right side of the West Grounds, it leads to New Industries. New Industries, I believe, is the best new addition compared to Mob of the Dead. There's a fast travel between New Industries and the powerhouse that leads into the main prison. The blade trap is frankly overpowered. It has a monkey bomb effect that you can have almost 100% uptime with, time slip, and a bonus is that it also works on people. Bro.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've spaced out like the last minute. What is he talking about?
Remember? Okay. Well, he's just explaining like this new area.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not Mob of the
This situation right here. Let me tell the viewers what's going on.
Wait,
right?
let me back up. Let's rewatch this.
That you can have
so
almost
watch
100% uptime
this.
with, time slip, and a bonus is that it also works on people.
He conveniently.
Bro, yo, that wasn't even my fault.
What do you mean that wasn't your fault? That was totally Danny's fault. Okay, that one was you.
That was my fault. I thought you could run
Especially
around.
during high rounds.
What is Danny
where
trying to
it has
do
one of the
even?
less brainless strategies than.
Well, he's trying to turn on the trap. But so apparently he called out that. Oh, he said, "Oh, I'm activating the trap." Allegedly.
Let's see if we can hear this.
Cut out the footage.
Wait, let's see if we can
No,
hear
it's
On the
cut
right
out,
side
it's
of the
cut out.
Wesley overpowered, has a monkey bomb effect that you can have almost 100% uptime with, time slip, and a bonus is that it also works on people. Bro.
Yeah, he cut it out.
Bro.
But he definitely
That
didn't
wasn't
say
even
anything.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
My mic didn't pick it up.
That one was my fault. I thought I could go that way. That one was my fault.
itself isn't a negative. After all, it sets the atmosphere of the map very well. The negative here of the catwalk is that it is the only way you can walk from the western part of the prison to the main center point of the prison. This means there are only 2 ways for one person to get across the map. One being obviously the catwalk and the other one being fast travel. If you don't take the fast travel, it feels like you're being actively punished for taking the catwalk, as mid-round no one's taking the catwalk as you need to expend so many resources just to walk across. This is an absolute detriment to the map since there's no other options to quickly run over. While this isn't exactly an issue 100% of the time, as you can plan around this and whatnot, this becomes so much more infuriating once you take the Easter egg into account. But we'll.
This basically sounds like to me he's saying that the new stuff that they added in Blood of the Dead is bad. So then how is this better than Mob of the Dead?
Yeah, fucked.
We'll get into
sorry.
that later. Trust
He'll
me.
get
After
into it
making
later.
your way
Trust.
across the catwalk, you'll reach the cell blocks. This is the main area of the original Mob of the Dead map. There's a lot of things that basically remain unchanged, and honestly, just to keep this video from not getting any longer, I will say nothing that hasn't already been said. This is a really good area. The atmosphere is great, and all in all, it's very solid. Main things to point out here are mainly where this area leads to. You can either go down into the Citadel tunnels, which lead to the docks, fast travel down to the docks using the gondola, walk to the Warden's house, or go up to the roof. The Warden's house. This is an area of the map that is really small.
Bro, do you see that perk setup?
Bro, I don't know if you saw it earlier. He had quick revive and tonic.
Oh yeah, literally
I don't even think that really does anything.
Like, look at this. Yeah, what does quick revive and tonic even do? Oh, I think when you like res someone, they get a speed boost.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I'm like, that kind of sucks.
Area, the atmosphere is great. The map that is really small, but very important for the main Easter egg. For starters, the Warden's house includes the last dog needed in order to get the Hell's Retriever, in which the other dog is in the cell block. And during the main Easter egg, the Warden's house is where the numbers are to get the challenges activated. The Warden's house is also where you start the Magma Gat upgrade for the Blundergat. I believe the purpose of the Warden's house is simply to get in and get out. It's not built for training, it's not built for camping, but you could do some tighter training if you need to, especially during the earlier rounds with the dog. The Magma Gat upgrade can be difficult to get if you're doing it in the later rounds, but the earlier you do it, the better. All in all, I believe this part of the map serves its purpose really well, as there is also a fast travel you can take from here to just quickly leave if you need to. I'm going to begin with something that I said I wouldn't do, but after playing Mob of the Dead, I believe is important to point out. The most common criticism I hear about the roof in this game is that the roof doesn't have access to the Golden Gate Bridge. Now, I don't think it's detrimental to this map. In fact, I think it's unfair to say that this is even a criticism in the first place. Story-wise, it doesn't make sense for the premise crew to go to the Golden Gate Bridge. However, one of the things I immediately noticed when trying Mob of the Dead was how big the roof area actually was. Compared to Blood of the Dead, the roof in Mob of the Dead is massive, and it feels like an entire new spot you can train and do all this stuff on. While on Blood of the Dead, it's a 4x4 area with Pack-a-Punch. I believe this is an issue, mainly just because why would you remove all this extra space that the original map had? Yes,
I actually agree with everything he's saying so far. Like, I agree it makes no sense to have the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't hate that they got rid of it, but I do dislike that they got rid of the roof itself.
Because I feel, it definitely had to be different than Mob of the Dead. Because then, what's the point of playing this map if you could just go play the original? You know. But like, yeah, the roof change does kind of annoy me, where it doesn't go like loop all the way back. Like, imagine they just had a spot to the left and the right of Pack-a-Punch that just looped all the way around.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. Like, I do not dislike that there's no Golden Gate Bridge, but I do dislike that it's not bigger. So
Yeah.
he's spitting right now.
runway doesn't exist anymore because there is no plane. I'm fine with the plane being replaced by the Pack-a-Punch, but it makes no sense to get rid of the entire roof area, especially when it just adds more to the map rather than just remove an entire area. For me,
Question. What is your opinion on a moving Pack-a-Punch?
I like it as long as I can tell where the Pack-a-Punch is. This is the only map that does it bad. That does moving Pack-a-Punch horribly. I really hope he brings it up, because this is one of my main, like, I hate this map, like, things. Is that it doesn't tell you where the Pack-a-Punches move to. If you go to the wrong location, you're screwed. And it doesn't help that the 3 Pack-a-Punch locations are on the opposite sides of the map from here. Like, the docks and then the spawn island. Like, those are on, like, you can't get any farther than those 2 locations from here. Like, you can't get any farther. And they don't tell you where it goes, so you're just screwed.
No, you definitely are spitting. Like, I could swear there are times where it's like, I'm trying to find a Pack-a-Punch location, and in trying to find it, it moves to a different area. Because it just takes so long to get to. Like,
And do you want to hear something crazy? You want to hear something crazy, right?
Yeah.
On the same release date, Voyage came out, that has a moving pack-a-punch and tells you where the location is. On the same day these maps dropped.
Damn.
And they got it right in one and got it wrong on the other.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
I hope he says that, because that annoys me to no end about this map.
Even like Tagged or Toten, I think that's the only other map that has a moving pack-a-punch. It shows
You
you
can
obviously with the lighthouse.
Yeah, you can tell where it is. That I'm fine with. If it moves and I can easily tell where it is, that's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
same
of
with,
like my number one map, like Rock. Like it has the same exact thing, a moving pack-a-punch 3 spots, but it tells you where. And 2 of the spots are pretty close. The one that's at the rocket test site and the one that's downstairs.
You can get to each of the ones in like less than 30 seconds.
Oh yeah,
without
all of
using,
them.
like, any,
Exactly.
But
Right.
this one's like a minute and a half each.
Yeah, it doesn't help that
unless
the
you use
map
a
is
sword
just
or-
massive, and it No, I think you're spitting there. I don't think there's literally anything else I can add. I think I 100% agree with you. Like it's totally fine. Just this is the worst example of a moving pack-a-punch machine.
Me, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth that they would just remove a whole training area from Mob of the Dead and not include it in Blood of the Dead. And just to add on top of that, the roof is where Pack-a-Punch is activated, and the system it introduces is absolutely horrendous. Anyways, moving downwards into the map, the showers. Again, like the infirmary, there's
The system, is he saying like the pack-a-punch is bad? The system it introduces is absolutely horrendous.
include it in Blood of the Dead. And just to add on top of that, the roof is where Pack-a-Punch is activated, and the system it introduces is absolutely horrendous. Anyways, moving
think so.
downwards into the
Yeah.
map, the showers. Again, like the infirmary,
He's
there's
probably
nothing
gonna get
too
into
special to note here. The atmosphere here, I believe, is better than the infirmary, seeing all the bodies hanging and whatnot. All in all, to sum up what I think about the layout of the map altogether, I would have to say it is difficult, but I wouldn't say it's a bad layout. There's a lot this map does well. I believe the west side of the map serves its purpose well enough to where you have options to set up over in that area if you would like a buildable mystery box locations and a perk. Main prison area provides a good challenge to traverse through with traps everywhere, with each location serving some kind of purpose, even if it is just atmospheric transferal of one point to another point. The docks and tunnels are like the main prison where traversal to certain areas is difficult, but again, each area has some kind of distinct purpose. I believe this map does suffer in recovery, however. If you want to recover after doing a high round, or if you're doing the Easter egg, you have to travel quite literally across the entire map to get all 4 perks.
Nothing to say there. Pretty deep.
This
Pretty good.
section will be
Pretty good.
relatively
So far.
short, as I'm under the belief that if you didn't really like the Black Ops 4 engine, you just won't like the map. Casual playthrough of this map is very enjoyable in my opinion. The warden constantly trying to thwart you from progressing, going through the map.
Do you agree with that?
What? That it's a fun, casual experience?
Yeah. What does he
I
exactly
know.
say?
Like the Black Ops 4 engine, you just won't like the map. Casual playthrough of this map is very enjoyable in my
Casual playthrough of the map is very enjoyable.
No, I can semi-agree with it. Like just getting on and playing zombies.
I
like,
guess. I mean, I think there's a lot of maps that do that much better if you're just looking for a casual playthrough.
Yeah, but not like bare bones.
Yeah, I mean, at least like on Black Ops 4, I think I'd much rather play Ancient Evil 9 Classified if I'm trying to do casual.
But if you want to play a different map, like you can't play the same map every single time.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a good, pretty decent.
Yeah, casual experience.
The positive thing about this is that in most areas you train or camp at on this map, I believe end up being pretty good. The roof, docks, new industries, outside the warden's house, showers, and cafeteria are all relatively good areas for one to sit at. And finally,
So
Yeah.
I gotta say, the video itself, I think is very well put together. Very good video.
Mhm.
I do feel very clickbaited by the title right now, though. Seeing as it's a 35-minute video, we're halfway through, and it's titled "The Impact of the Blood of the Dead Easter Egg," and he's just talked about the map the entire time.
I feel like you need this part to set up the rest of the Easter egg. So I don't hate its inclusion. I feel like you need this as like an introduction. But if we're counting intros, it's 50.
A 15-minute introduction. Dude, he's trying to become CM Freeze here. What's going on?
Finally, of course, how this map plays while you're doing the Easter egg. This map feels like a completely different map once you start doing the Easter egg. As strong as a lot of things are in Black Ops 4, that at least made it to where there would be a lot less setup for a map. For example, the Hell's Retriever is completely optional as you don't need it for any part of the map, but is essential for the Easter egg. You can go get the Blundergat through the mystery box, allowing you to keep your Wraith Fires if you wish to go for a high round. Once you start doing the Easter egg though, this map will just completely starts to play differently. The Easter egg forces you to constantly be running from one part of the map to another, so it ends up being a lot of running around. You need everything the map offers to progress. On top of that, moving from point to point on this map is extremely difficult, as I said earlier, and the Easter egg forces you to do that a lot mid-round. So now, let's actually start getting into the details of the Easter egg.
I paused it like just the right time. Like I knew that this was coming or something.
I'm going to be frank. This Easter egg fucking sucks. Now, I believe there are two main reasons for this.
W take.
I feel like that. I
take...
feel like that's a pretty obvious take. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like there's nobody that can like this Easter egg. This Easter egg is annoying.
This is the second, for sure, top 2 worst Easter egg of all time.
Yeah.
Number 1 or number 2, Voyage and Blood of the Dead are hands down number 1 and number 2 worst fucking Easter eggs of all time.
And it sucks because like this Easter egg, like has some of the best like visuals and like storytelling and stuff like that in it, but the actual like gameplay side of this Easter egg sucks so bad.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it has one of the best stories of any Easter egg, but the worst gameplay.
Oh, exactly.
Which I'm sure he will say in here.
That's the only thing that I think personally makes it number 2 for me. Because like you said, actually doing the Easter egg itself sucks. But there are some cool scenes. There's the ending cutscene with Richtofen. I really like the mid cutscene too. Very rarely do you actually get a cutscene in game that like doesn't end your game. Is this the only map that actually is like an in-game cutscene? I guess
Ancient Evil.
Oh yeah, Ancient Evil. I guess also Forsaken, technically.
Oh, yeah.
And Cold War. I guess some of the Cold War ones do. But I always think that's so cool, just having that in-game cutscene.
Yeah, in like the middle. Yeah, I agree.
But I think, like you said, the story saves it. Where Voyage of Despair's Easter egg, the story's ass and the gameplay's ass. It's all ass. You fucking hate doing what you're doing, and it makes no fucking sense. But you're right. The story, I think, makes this number 2. But in terms of actually doing it, it could very well be the worst one in terms of just actually doing
like the gameplay part of it.
Gameplay part.
I mean, there's some annoying Easter eggs out there. I'd have to think about it, but like, this is definitely up there.
Voyage is the worst. I don't even have to fucking think about it. Fuck that shit. So fucking bad.
Take it as either or both of them. I believe this map has either too much Easter egg or the Easter egg does not support the map. I believe some context is useful to know before we actually dive in again. This map was released during the peak of the zombies hype. I mean, everyone and their mom wanted more zombies content. Community Easter egg hunts were at an all-time high, and everyone was fucking playing this game. And this might be a little tinfoil hat mode right here, but I believe this is what screwed over the Easter eggs for the release maps of Black Ops 4. Why do I say that? Well, mainly because during Black Ops 3's life cycle, all the Easter eggs were completed in less than a week, except for Revelations. I believe that Treyarch's intention with Black Ops 4 was to make the Easter eggs a little more complicated and tedious to completely slow down the community and keeping everyone schizophrenically playing the game. What resulted was a complete shit show of an Easter egg, which on paper does not seem bad. Now, I'd like everyone to keep this in mind while I go into details about Blood of the Dead's Easter egg. Blood of the Dead's Easter egg can be described as follows. Step 1. Activate a pack punch. Step 2. Acquire the spork. Step 3. Break into the warden's house. Step 4. Get the chronorium from a thieving bird. Step 5. Leave the chronorium at the warden's house. Step 6. Do 5 challenges. Step 7. Escape the prison. Again, on paper, this does not seem bad. However, if you squint really closely at this Easter egg, it seems very familiar. Do you see it? Squint a little harder. Yeah, it is very similar to Gorod Krovi's Easter egg. Now, why would this map have a much worse Easter egg when
Is this song not copyrighted?
I guess not.
Actually, this is also goated editing right here. Like,
At the warden's house.
I
Step
gotta get
6.
preps
You
to
see it?
Danny. Like, this is
Squint
this is
a
goated.
little harder. Yeah, it is very similar to Gorod Krovi's Easter egg. Now, why would this map have a much worse Easter egg when another map has a very similar Easter egg structure to it? You want to know the answer? It's actually really simple. Round gating. I'll explain why round gating ruins this Easter egg and make the comparison to Gorod's along the way. The first 2 steps of the Easter
I think I got footage somewhere of me fucking up the bombs. Oh my god, I do. The drunk Go Rod video. Still, personally, I think the most funny. I think to me personally, it's the funniest video we've ever made.
I agree.
Like the unedited footage.
Well,
One of these days, me, you, and Danny need to watch. Because in the actual
watch
video,
all of
I had
it.
to cut out a bunch of shit. But one of these days, me, you, and Danny just need to sit down and watch the raw footage of that drunk Go Rod video. Because it goes so fucking hard.
egg can be done like clockwork. There are some preliminary stuff along the way one must do in order to activate the pack punch, but in return, you open up the map, get a shield, and receive the Hell's Retriever. After doing that, getting the spoon is really easy, as getting the funny 3 numbers on the back of these pillars in the warden's office, punching them into the keypad, shocking the crane, then acquiring the spoon using the Hell's Retriever. As much as I feel like it's cope, I believe it's important to mention this next part. The step of opening up the map, getting Pack-a-Punch, and getting all the unique items in this map is positive for making them Easter egg steps. You work towards something and not only gain stuff by doing these steps, the rest of this Easter egg does not feel as rewarding. Step 3 is breaking into the warden's house. Breaking into the warden's house requires you to have the spoon to scratch up the wall before you break in. However, breaking into the warden's house is technically round gated. Without the monkey bomb, you cannot continue the Easter egg until round 17. Why? The warden won't do his EMP attack against that wall unless there's a monkey before round 17. This is horrible. There's no reason why this step should be round gated like this unless there was always some kind of trigger needed for Brutus to break into his own home. Needing monkey bombs to do this step.
You can't do this until round 17? What?
Unless you have the monkey bombs. You don't remember that? This was a huge problem with the Easter egg. That he wouldn't do his slam attack until round 17.
Oh, yes, you
And
had to get the
yeah,
monkey
so you-
bombs, yeah.
But the monkey bombs were able to like bypass
Oh, yeah, you
that.
had to get the free monkey bombs from like the tier 2 sword or whatever.
Yeah.
That's right.
Step beforehand
Yeah.
is also just tedious, especially because you need the Hell's Retriever in a later step. On top of that, there are only 2 real options to get monkey bombs. There's a free Easter egg, but that requires you to have your specialist weapon at level 2, or you get a monkey out of the box. Again, this is just tedious because later on, if you're playing solo, you need to transfer your monkey bomb for a Hell's Retriever, and no one really likes giving up monkey bombs since they're so powerful. Now, I'm not a game developer or a game designer or anything in that capacity, but I know what I enjoy in my games. My alternative solution to this step would be to remove the round gating and give the player a reason to acquire other weapons and equipment. Just as an example, this step could have multiple triggers instead of just the monkey bombs. The monkey bombs could be a trigger, but on top of that, another trigger could be a magma gas shot or an acid gas shot. You could also
I feel like the easiest solution is just don't make it to where Brutus has to jump on it.
Yeah, just like if you scratch the door, a Brutus. Imagine if you scratch the door and then immediately a Brutus spawns and goes to attack you and like attack the door.
Exactly, right? Yeah, like Brutus just teleports, like you scratch it, Brutus teleports on you and breaks the door open.
Yeah.
You know?
also just throw the Hell's Retriever at the
Or
wall,
something
or
else.
just have Brutus break down the wall after scratching it with the spoon.
Oh,
that in
shit.
itself just
Yeah.
proves that this
you
step
go.
was made more tedious than it needed to be. Now, in order to activate these challenges, after you've gained the chronorium from the bird, you need to bring it to the warden's house, and the warden's house will do some crazy animation and show some funny numbers. These numbers you have to punch into the Citadel keypad, where the ugly issue rears his head again. You need to travel from the upper portion of the map all the way down to the bottom portion of the map in order to activate a challenge. Then, out of random chance, it's going to be one of the 5 challenges which are scattered around anywhere on the map. This is an issue, even though some of the challenges are close to where you actually punch in the numbers and shock it, the rest of them aren't. Now, for the challenges themselves, I would say there are only 2 really good challenges. One is the banjo challenge in the showers. That one requires you to fill a soul box within a certain period or die. The simplicity behind this challenge and the fact that it's in the showers where zombies can come at you from multiple different directions gives it a good challenge, as in the name, but doesn't feel extremely tedious or feel like I need to do something extravagant in order to fill up this guy's banjo. The other challenge...
I agree that the banjo challenge isn't bad, but that was, I think, legit the most bugged out challenge when the game first came out.
100%.
And you're like, fuck, I don't want the because you could never do it. I remember there was one time me, you, Cole, and Danny played, and we had to reset our game because the banjo challenge glitched out on us. We couldn't fucking do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll talk about that. I don't think he's...
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, I think in the beginning he was like part of this map in general is like bugged down because of the launch and how like shitty the launch was.
Yeah.
Is that like people just remember the launch, which obviously is what we remember as well. We remember like all the times the banjo step glitched out, all the times this and that glitched out. But also we did play it whenever we did this Easter egg, this footage right here, and I definitely ran into bugs while doing that.
Oh yeah, this map still is glitchy. The banjo step especially is still the most fucking glitchy step there is.
Yeah, so
challenge is Michigan Avenue, where I believe this challenge is just hype as fuck. Michigan Avenue is a short escort mission within the cell block and is also activated within the cell block. This is probably my favorite challenge as it is extremely hype seeing all the prisoners cheer you on as you're trying to escort this guy and protect him from all the zombies as you get him from point A to point B. Now, the other three challenges share one common thing that I believe make this Easter egg incredibly tedious and outright annoying. The other three main challenges require you to start at one end of the map to activate the challenge, then go to the challenge, which is on the complete other side of the map, complete the challenge for these locations, which two of them are an escort of some kind, and then return to the original location. Now again, on paper, this doesn't seem too bad. The issue is, Blood of the Dead is so stretched out so much that doing these challenges not only takes a while, but since it is difficult traversing the map mid-round, all these challenges require you to do that in some capacity. Starting with the New Industries challenge, you need to go all the way to New Industries to start this challenge. Once you activate the challenge, go to the library, which is in the cell block. Now, this requires you to traverse across the map, but this isn't as horrendous as you can just take the fast travel into the cafeteria and walk there pretty close by. Once in the library,
actually watching a video of someone explaining this Easter egg truly makes you realize how bad it is and just how terrible this is. It's like you got to shoot this portal and then you have to run to a completely different area of the map and then escort a ghost to a completely another area of the map. It's just doing fucking chores and running all over the map.
I'm thinking of the whatchamacallit step, the Simon Says one. Where like the activator is like I don't know where it is, but I think it's not where you're supposed to be at. Or I think it's at New Industries, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely
that one
not
with
good.
The power switch. Yeah, because you go to the Simon Says, you do the Simon Says, and then you go to Richthofen's lab, and then you go to the power station. And you're just running all over, and the steps take like 5 minutes each. So it's like a minimum 15 minutes to do that one step.
Yeah.
Because you're running around and like the steps take 5 minutes each.
So stupid.
You can kill a zombie and spawn in this madman with a spork, and then escort him all the way from the library to New Industries to kill him with the fan trap. Seems simple, however, having to walk through the catwalk while managing shield blasts and shocking this man constantly makes for an absolute headache of a challenge, and it ends up being more annoying than an actual challenge. As if you're on multiplayer, it is incredibly simple and easy, but on solo, you have to manage all the zombies running around you, in which it dawns on you. The monkey bombs are a lot more valuable in this Easter egg than the Hell's Retriever. The Docks challenge isn't the worst escort, especially since it's one of the more bearable
and Wraith Fires.
Yeah, right.
Wraith Fires and monkey bombs, everything but... So yeah, basically doing this Easter egg solo sucks ass. Like, it's absolutely disgusting having to do this solo.
Technically get rid of the Hell's Retriever, but it's such like out of the way that it's not even like.
Well, and also solo, as you said, like for the monkey bombs.
So right, you can use the monkey bombs, yeah.
But no, But he's like, so solo, he said, like round 17 is when he does the slam attack if you don't have monkey bombs. So solo, either your option is don't get monkey bombs or wait till round 17 and then get monkey bombs after.
Yeah. So yeah, and then you need the tomahawk, I think, after that step at some point. Because you need it for the bird
You punch
step.
in the
Oh,
numbers,
yeah.
you get
Oh,
the
yeah.
Morse code
Never
at the
mind, yeah.
warden's
So you're just
office.
screwed.
However, the way you get the Morse code numbers is by looking outside and looking at these lights blink and then figuring out what the number is. However, it is very easy to brute force. So just brute force it, honestly. You don't need to do anything else besides that. Once you brute force it, you need to go to the infirmary and kill a zombie in order to spawn in the escort. Once you got the escort spawned in, you need to feed him souls in order to get him moving, as he will only be attached to your player character.
Why is Daniel saying him? Like, how does he know that it's a dude?
Well, wasn't Alcatraz a male-only prison?
You're spitting, actually, on God.
The advantage of this is that you can take the
Sorry,
fast
my bad. I'll
travel
shut up.
from
I'll
the
sit down.
gondola up to the cell blocks down to the docks, as you need to drop him off all the way at the bottom of the docks. So honestly, the only issue with this step is that the starting position, the challenge itself, which I would consider to be the Morse code, and the actual escort are in 3 completely different areas. And then finally, there's the Simon Says challenge. This is one of 2 non-escort missions during the challenges you do, and it requires you to start in new industries, go to the docks, do Simon Says, go back to new industries, translate the Simon Says, and don't forget the 3 shield charges you need in order to zap the Power Man 3 times for each symbol you acquire after translating Simon Says. Now, the main issue with this challenge isn't that you have to do all that. The issue with this challenge is that you have to spend at one point running to the other side of the map, which is from Powerhouse to the docks. Then, after you do Simon Says at the docks, you go back to the western part of the prison, which takes a lot of time, go into the area above Richtofen's lab, translate what you just got in Simon Says, and then run back to the Powerhouse and shock the Power Man 3 times in order to complete this challenge. Why is this challenge set up this way? It makes no sense and wastes a lot of time just running from one point of the map to gather what you need, only to have to run all the way back to insert whatever you've gotten. Why isn't Simon Says all done within the western part of the prison? It makes no sense for the player to have to run all the way to the literal other side.
I know exactly why they did it. They created the map. They're like, oh shit, this new area we made, there's basically nothing to do here. Let's add some bullshit here.
Yeah. But like, you need like a gameplay reason, not just like, you know.
Gameplay was not put into thought when they made this Easter egg.
Out of the map just to do Diamond Says, only to have to run back and insert everything they've gotten. At that point, you're just wasting the player's time and just making them more annoyed at doing this Easter egg. The only solution I can see for this challenge, if in order to keep the Simon Says and the difficulty of that, is to keep everything within the same area. Keep the entire challenge in West Industries, or just in the western part of the prison, and this challenge immediately becomes less annoying. And just to summarize, the main issue with Blood of the Dead's challenges are that you need to constantly traverse the entire map. There's no natural progression from one part of the map
the winter
to the
whale
other. Let's look
throwing
at
for
Gorod
Tommy
Krovi
right
again.
there.
There's 2 escort missions: Bomb Step, Groff Pod, Siege, and Finding Gersh. Both escort missions end up being extremely straightforward, especially with the help from the Ray Gun Mark III. Groff Pod challenges moves you to an...
Damn, I think I remember this game too. Danny definitely said he didn't fucking kill.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He did not own up to
edge
that.
point of the map, while all the zombies attempt to destroy a Groff Pod outside the map. You aren't being bombarded this entire challenge, as all the zombies are attacking the outside of the map. And the Siege challenge is obviously contained in one spot, as you are only in that one area where Pack Punch is on Gorod Krovi. 2 of these challenges require you to traverse the entire map, that being the Bomb Step and Gershorb. The difference from these challenges to Blood's challenges are that, for one, Gorod Krovi is a lot smaller, and the other is that there's not an insane amount of choke points requiring you to waste a lot of resources moving from one point to another, especially the Gersh step, since from what I'm aware of, it doesn't spawn in any new zombies while you're doing it. Back to Blood. Once all the challenges are completed, when the player returns to the Warden's corpse, a cutscene begins. You get knocked out, get put into a prison cell, and the end sequence of the Blood of the Dead Easter egg begins. To be completely honest, this part of the Easter egg is really cool. The Warden locks you up in a cell preparing to put you in the blood machine in order to make his own escape from this realm. You eventually break out with the help of one of the spirits, and you can play this however you want. You can either immediately just kill the warden and just start blitzing your way through the prison, or you can play this like a Metal Gear Solid mission and just sneak your way through. You make your escape back to Richtofen's lab after you blitz your way through the prison, and as you approach Richtofen's lab, the warden will cut you off. Then, the spirits of the Bob the Dead gangsters come to save you, and so begins the boss fight sequence. Again, overall, this is where the Easter egg kind of gets really cinematic, which I'm okay with, as after all, this is towards the end and right before the boss fight. Honestly, besides that, I can't really say there's really too much of a negative here, except...
Huh?
Back up real quick. I don't know if you caught this. He didn't pick up his weapons.
Gangsters come to save you. Play this however you want. You can either immediately just kill the warden and just start blitzing your way through the prison, or you can play this like a Metal Gear Solid mission and just sneak your way through. You make your escape back to Richtofen's lab after you blitz
Wait till he looks at Tommy.
Your way through the prison, and as you approach Richtofen's lab, the
you got the ray gun Mark II. I got
warden
something.
will cut you off. Then the spirits of the Bob.
Oh my god, Tommy!
And then you see the end of the clip. He goes, "Run back," because I think we told him, "Yo, Tommy, where's your guns at?" He's like, "What the fuck? I don't know. I'm supposed to have guns."
Gangsters come to save
you. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So
wait, you had the Magma Gat and the ray gun Mark II?
Wait, did I?
Yeah, that's the Magma Gat in your hand right there, and you had the ray gun Mark II earlier.
Again, overall, this is where the Easter egg kind of gets really cinematic, which I'm okay with.
Is Tommy going back for his gun?
As after all, this is towards the end and right before the boss.
That's awesome. That's so fucking awesome. Oh. Yeah, we recorded this so long ago. I remember Danny recorded this. For those of you that don't know, we recorded this game probably fucking like half a year ago, and it took Danny half a year to make this video. Yeah. I completely forgot this game. I forgot that like he had to be Richtofen too, because he's like, I'm making a Blood of the Dead video. Let's do the
Honestly,
Easter egg.
Besides that, I can't really say there's really too much of a negative here, except that maybe for speedrunning it, you have to watch this cutscene every time. But
that actually needs to be a short. I need to talk to Danny about that. Be like, yo, do you got the actual footage of this game? You need to be like, we do the Blood of the Dead Easter egg, and Tommy forgets his guns. Oh my fucking god.
But besides that, I think this is a really solid way to start and introduce the boss fight. The boss fight itself is okay. It's nothing crazy or anything game-breaking for a Treyarch. Just shooting your shield at an orb and surviving until the end of this gauntlet where dogs spawn and the warden spawns in multiple times as well. During the boss fight, Richtofen will sacrifice himself and be replaced with another Richtofen that ends up saving everyone. Once this happens, the boss fight is over and the cutscene ends. Honestly, like I said earlier, this fight is a little underwhelming, but it does what it needs to do well enough to give a conclusion to this map. As far as the story goes, I really don't have too strong of an opinion on the Black Ops 4 story in general at this point, as I didn't even really expect them to go into the direction they did with Black Ops 4. I might make a video on that, maybe. I don't know though. Probably not. So, what do I think of the Easter egg overall? In my opinion, I think this Easter egg had a good potential as it didn't have a structure completely different from Gorod Krovi's. I personally like Gorod Krovi's Easter egg. I think it gives a really good challenge and isn't as oppressive as this Easter egg feels. Main issue with the Blood of the Dead Easter egg is that it just feels like it's spitting in your face over and over again, especially with that bird step and especially with some of these challenges. You can call it a skill issue or whatever you want, but genuinely I think that is what plagues this challenge the most. I know I said I wasn't going to call back to Mob of the Dead a lot in this video, but I believe that there's something important to mention, especially now that we finished talking about the Easter egg. Mob of the Dead's Easter egg is miles times simpler than Blood of the Dead's Easter egg. Very simple, just going to the plane, going to pack a punch 3 times, and you also have to punch in the 4 numbers of each prisoner into the...
I like that he said simpler, because it's definitely like not a good Easter egg by Mob of the Dead.
He didn't say better. Yeah. Because Mob of the Dead definitely doesn't have like a good Easter egg. Like it's so simple that you can get 90% of the Easter egg done like without even attempting the Easter egg.
I mean, I do gotta say, the boss fight's badass in the Mob of the Dead Easter egg.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, like the Easter egg itself,
like definitely, it could have been a lot better.
Yeah, it's literally fucking fly to pack a punch 3 times and then do the like reporter bullshit.
Yeah. I think there's
Citadel
one other thing.
tunnels.
Like, I think you have
Once
to
you
get
do all
some,
of
like,
that,
one
you
weapon
listen
or
to the
something.
logs and then fly back on the plane in Afterlife form. And this is why I think Mom of the Dead was enjoyed more by everyone. The map itself was kind of difficult, but you had resources to help you out, as such as Afterlife. On top of that, the Easter egg itself is extremely simple compared to the map, and because of that, the map feels a lot more fun to play, since this Easter egg doesn't feel like it's very oppressive and looming over you. Blood of the Dead's main issue is that you still have that difficult map and a brand new engine that not a lot of people like or are used to, and this Easter egg is absolutely oppressive compared to its older brother Mob of the Dead. All in all, what do I think about this map? I like this map. Playing through this map is a lot of fun. Again, whenever I play this map, I'm practically never going to be doing the Easter egg. There's no point in me doing the Easter egg by myself, as it's just a waste of time and almost an impossible challenge. Not to say it's not doable, but reasonably speaking, when the speed runs for this Easter egg are around 50 minutes to an hour, I'd rather not waste my time trying to do it by myself. And this is not to bash on the map for it having just a bad Easter egg, because like I said, if you're going for high rounds or just playing this map casually, this map setup and learning curve is really easy to learn once you get it, and past that, as long as it's just not doing the Easter egg, I believe this map is very enjoyable. But all in all, I think that really sums up my point of view on Blood of the Dead. Definitely think it's overhated for the wrong reasons, and personally I hope that after watching this video, it may have convinced you otherwise on your opinion on Blood of the Dead.
What good things did he say about this map?
I was just about to say that. I was like,
convinced us otherwise. What good things did you say about this map?
who knows? I guess it's a C tier map. That's the conclusion. You know what? The conclusion now, I think it's a D tier map. Now, after hearing this video,
exactly, I think this map's shit. Danny, I challenge you to actually make a video titled "Why Blood of the Dead is a top 5 map," and I want to see that video.
Or you know what? Because he probably agrees with this. Why Blood of the Dead is better than Mob of the Dead?
Yeah, we need that video.
Yeah, that's the next video.
All right, I mean, we got 30 seconds left. Let's see what Danny has to say.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if this gets enough traction and views, I think I'll end up probably doing more videos like this. But anyways, this video has been enough? A long time in the making, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
Long time in the making. It was fucking over half a year.
Goated. Go to video.
I do have to agree. Like, I mean, this was a reaction video, so we kind of had to like shit on it when we could. But for the most part, I think it was very well put together.
I agree.
There was definitely some goated edits in there that I really appreciated. Some goated moments. You could definitely tell there was a lot of time and consideration put into it. Overall, I would say it's a very good video. A couple points I disagree with, but you know,
in an opinion piece, that's gonna happen.
Exactly, right? He's talking why Blood of the Dead is a top 5 map. So
yeah, well, which I definitely think he needs to do.
Yeah, I hope I can. Blood of the Dead is overhated. I hope I convinced you otherwise. And he shit on the Easter egg the entire video.
Goated. And then he said that the new areas were basically useless.
Exactly. The new areas are fucking useless and the Easter egg sucks. I hope I convinced you this map's better.
That's a top 5.
Okay. Well, anyways, Josh, any closing statements?
No, besides that, Blood of the Dead is now a D tier map.
Exactly.
I feel like I got nothing else.
Blood of the Dead. That's exactly what I'm going to title this video too, is Blood of the Dead is a D tier map. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, Josh. And thank you for joining me today.
Of course.